Christmas and New Year's Eve had been good. Things were returning back to normal, and the year had become 1923. This meant it was the year of the Big Four grouping, and as it was January 1st, not a single engine was aware of this. Good morning, engines. Happy New Year. Thank you, sir. Did you enjoy yours? Yes, I did. Now, engines, I have very big news. As you all know, it is 1923. This means a new era arrives. I am pleased to say that this is the era of the Big Four.
Wait, the Big Four?
Yes, this means companies such as the LSWR and even the NBR are going to be grouping into 4 different companies. The LSWR is going to be part of the Southern Railway. I see. Well then, it sounds like many changes are going to be happening on the line. Will these all be taking effect today, or will it slowly be coming more and more? The roster changes will be taking place sometime either today or tomorrow. However, one thing I am certain that will be taking place today are livery changes. This means that most, if not all of you, will be repainted. Exciting, isn't it?
No.
Aberdeen.
No.
This has been ordered by the LNER themselves, Aberdeen. I truly don't think you have that much choice in the matter, so please, don't kick up a fuss about this and just go for the repaint.
Well, I will not be painting over my NBR brown for some whatever the livery is.
It's LNER green.
Absolutely not!
Well, I'm afraid you don't have that much choice, Aberdeen. Now, the first one to be getting a repaint will be Alec.
What? But that means I'll have to shunt me own coaches then.
And you wonder why I bought 3 tank engines. Lethbridge is going to do it, of course. Speaking of tank engines, Lethbridge, Stuart, the 2 of you are going to be painted into an LNER black. And for you, Pan, you're going to be painted into olive green. And I do have a surprise for you when you get to the works. Anyways, that's all, engines. You best get to work. We don't want to let the LNER down.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lance walked away as the engines got ready for work. However, Penn wasn't happy. He knew that everyone else had nothing to worry about due to being part of the region, but due to him becoming part of the Southern Railway, he was worried he would be soon leaving the line. Soon, Penn was ready, and he set off with the express. As he arrived at Sandsworth, he was still thinking about the conversation earlier that morning. As he was in the station, he heard a whistle. Just then, coming through the station, was an NBR H-class. Penn was confused, but as the engine came into sight, he saw that it was Thana Fife. He was very surprised. What's he doing here? I don't know. Maybe he got transferred. This was also on Penn's mind as he set off from Sandsworth to go to Scotland. He set off on time without any problems. He arrived at the sheds where he saw Thana Fife with Aberdeen.
So you're being transferred tomorrow? Aye, today's my last day in Glasgow. I see. Well, I'll miss you. I'll miss you too, Aberdeen.
The two engines talked for a while, but soon Thana Fife had to leave. As he did, Penn thought he heard a sniffle from Aberdeen. Later, at the sheds, Aberdeen was still upset, but just then, the engines all heard whistles. Backing into the sheds was Alec. But it wasn't just him. Indeed, they heard another whistle. Simon backed into the sheds. The engines were all surprised to see them in a new green livery and with the words LNER on their sides and tender.
Very nice, you two.
Thanks. Yeah, I wasn't fancying it at first, but now I don't want to let it go.
Oh boy, sounds like someone's ego's gonna go up.
Oi. Whilst all this was going on, Penn remained silent.
Is something troubling you, Penn?
No, it's nothing.
Go on, tell us.
Well, it's just... I'm very worried about being sent off. I mean, with Thana Fife being reallocated, it just had me wonder, will I be taken over to the south? I doubt you'd be reallocated. Maybe you're right. For now, I just want to get some sleep. Good night, everyone. One by one, all the North British engines were being repainted. All except for Penn, who of course wasn't a North British engine. It was late in the evening. Penn was still focusing on whether he'd be reallocated or not. He was too focused, however, as he didn't notice that the points, again, were jammed beyond the bridge. As he approached it, he noticed all too late. Nobody was hurt, but Penn had been taken to the works just in case, where a very angry Mr. Lance was waiting. Well, Penn, what was this? You're usually one of my most careful engines, so tell me, what exactly went wrong today? Well, sir, if I'm being perfectly honest, I was concerned about being reallocated. Mr. Lance stopped. He had no expression on his face for a second. But then he started to smile. Pendragon. Penn. There's something you need to know. You were built here at Lowfell Works. Kind of already knew that. What I mean is that, since you were built here, you are an engine of the Rosworth Vale. I wouldn't dream of having you reallocated. You're one of my most reliable engines. Penn felt rather silly. Well, sir, now that you put it that way, I suppose it was kind of foolish for me to think that. Yes, it was. Now, seeing as you're already here, I suppose the workman can give you your surprise that I had in line for you.
Really, sir? Thank you. Thank you so much.
No problem. For quite some time, word on pen was silent. Nobody in the works would say what was happening, nor would Mr. Lance. One morning, the engines heard a whistle. Backing into the sheds was an LSWR N15. It was Penn. However, as the engines looked at him, he was in olive green and looked very, very different indeed. So, what do you think? I wasn't too happy with the olive green at first, but I've soon grown to like it, and the smoke deflectors, and the nameplates as well.
Okay, I take back every bad thing I ever said about you N15s.
Alright, I'll take it.
I must say, that's probably the most impressive I've ever seen you look.
And what's that supposed to mean? The engines all continued to chat, and Penn was very happy to be staying on the Rosworth Vale.